This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
There you go. Boy, that last 10 seconds comes quick. Anyway, good afternoon. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the City of Leominster. And we're live this afternoon, as we are each and every Thursday afternoon. Here to take your calls, just to say hello if you'd like. Or if you have a question, we can do that also. We have lots to talk about. This will be a quick 1 hour because we have so much to talk about. We might even have guests. Are they here yet? No. Well, anyway, if our guests show up, if not, we got plenty to go. Is that out on the phone? Come on.
It is. Oh. How are you?
Standing ovation for, come on, standing ovation for Art. We missed you, Art. We missed you.
I missed you too. I was on a world tour of Condon. Actually,
what?
No, go ahead.
I told Scott, I said, Scott, we got to coordinate with Kelly to get Art on the show. I said, he's settled back in now.
I'll tell you, it was, lots been going on, for lack of a better term. And between making a decision if I'm going to move, to selling the house, to not selling the house, to doing this, to doing that. And I came up with a conclusion. Don't touch it if it ain't broke.
Yeah. You stay as long as you stay.
I'm back with everything.
Right. Well, you stay as long as you can, but you got to be safe. You can't. You got to be safe.
Everything's nice, and I got a comment. The city of Leominster never looked any better.
Thank you. Great team.
Why don't you run for mayor in Fitchburg as well and run both cities and make it Lemontown, Fitchburg, or whatever?
I've got plenty to do right here.
And the temperament, I've been doing a lot of running around. And the temperament of the folks that work in the city of Leominster, that are part of the city of Leominster, or just reside here, and you bump into them shopping, everybody's happy. I mean, there's going to be a few that you're going to bump into that aren't, but all in all, it's a wonderful place to set your feet down on every day and do whatever you do.
I say to everyone that works with us as a team, treat everybody like you've known. They're your best friend, they're your mother, and you've known them for 20 years. And a lot of people will say, do I know you? And they're like, no. Like, oh man, you treat me pretty friendly. Yes. And we say, no, that's how we want to treat you, right? So that's the way it should be.
You know, it's amazing that you said that. Last week, I was in a local store, and a woman approached me, and she said, I know you. And I looked at her and I said, I'm sorry, I don't have any recall, but blah, blah, blah. And she was from the Condon area back in the day.
Wow.
And it was wonderful. And I said, now I remember. I said, the ideal. And she said, yeah, you were one of the first guys we knew that dove into the ideal. And that's the pond that runs in back of F&L bus, et cetera. And some people, they just never go away from the city, and with it, they stay, and their memories stay with them as well. and it's interesting to listen, especially to the old timers, but which, oh, by the way, I am now one of them, and just going over knowing all the bus drivers who were elderly to us as kids, teenagers, and if you lived at the car barn, you didn't have to reach in your pocket for the nickel to put in the meter on the bus. It was on the house.
Oh,
and
nice.
we used to go up there when they were washing the buses, and they'd let us ride through, and we'd get a kick out of that we were on the bus as it went through the bus wash inside the barn.
How fun.
Yeah, and then, of course, let's not forget the highlight of our growing up from maybe 12 to 14 was peeking in the Playboy magazines that the mechanics had in the garage. Those were the days, my friend.
They'll never end. As long as you keep the memories, they'll never end.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we're happy. We're very happy. It was a slice of us to see you leave, and I thought, art just belongs here, and you stay there as long as you can, as long as you're safe, right? You just be careful.
Yeah.
Hold on to just be careful.
I am officially back. So we're going to have to come up with some subject matter, etc.
All right. Well, you settle in, and we'll chat later.
I will. And by the way, your show's not being televised for some reason.
No.
No, I'm looking at the pink flamingos now. It's been on all. It kept saying coming up next, Inside Leominster.
Huh. Let's see what's going on. I see myself.
No, there's nothing here.
It's on Facebook. I don't know.
Oh, well, I'm on Channel 8.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess
LATV.
we'll have to check it out.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Later, my friend.
All right.
It's wonderful to be back. And hi to everybody.
What's that?
The Comcast line
Bye-bye.
went down.
Is it down for good? Or?
No, they're repairing it. I just got.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So the only people that can see us right now is on
Verizon,
FaceTime?
YouTube,
Okay.
LTV.com.
All right. So wait, we're going to take a short break but we're filming it, so when we go to the repeat, people will be able to see it, right? All right. We're going to take a short break. Our phone number is 978-534-1626. And if you have any questions, give us a buzz. We are super thrilled that Art is back with us, and things are good. And it just didn't feel complete not hearing from Art for the last couple of months. But he's back. He's good. And we're taking a short break, and we'll be right back with the Chamber of Commerce.
I'm at the Italian Festival down in Leominster, Massachusetts. I'm representing Paisano's Pizza over here, along with many others who are just killing it tonight. So obviously, if you take a look around, there's thousands of people here. Tonight we're selling lasagna. That's our homemade lasagna. We make it with meat and our special sausage that we make in-house as well. So we're selling sausage, peppers, and onions, and then our pizza. Again, our name is Paisano's Pizza. The place is packed. It's great for the community. We have many local places down here, such as Central Cup, which are friends of ours, Athens Pizza. We have El Camino, who's been around for so long, and their food is so good. So yeah, it's a great community, awesome music. I have my workers here helping me out who work full-time as we speak. Yeah, and it's great.
and oh, what a wonderful time we had. My brother and my mother and my nephews and nieces, and we were all there, and we had a great time. And the committee, outstanding. The committee is, I would say to Roy and Trav, that it's that most of the committee is people over 80 years old, and for the most part it is, but it's a real blend of different ages. But we had a blast, and everything went like perfect, and we were able to and I said this, you know, a lot of the festivals around the state have become money makers for people, and you know, sometimes fundraisers or whatever, but the committee does a good job raising the money, and donors are very generous, and so we're able to do things like free pony rides, and free pony rides, free jumpies, free face painting, free gelato, free this, free that, and so Saturday night the weather couldn't have been any better. Everything, the setup, the takedown, the DPW, all the volunteers, all of the police and fire, and everybody that takes the shut downtown down went so smoothly, right to the pickup till about 9:15 when the DPW loaded up the barriers and the trucks and moved them. And so just thank you. Hopefully you had a good time. The next day, all I got is texts from people saying, I can't believe I missed it. I couldn't go. We were on vacation. But you know what? The year goes by pretty quick, and we're already starting to plan for the next year. And then yesterday, if that wasn't enough, yesterday? Tuesday. Wednesday? Tuesday. Tuesday was National Night Out, and what a ball. And I can actually say all the streets that were blocked off, all of the vendors that were there, all of the events, everything was 100% free. In fact, 4 kids won bicycles. We gave away, I don't know how many hundred bicycle helmets to kids for free, hot dogs and hamburgers. And I don't know how many hamburgers the fire department gave out. I have no clue. There was just a stack of empty boxes of pizza. Stacks of empty boxes. And I'm like, we were just here a couple days ago for the Italian Fest, and we're back. So where do we go from here? Oh, we have some guests, and we'll take those guests, but I just want to remind you that Starburst, that, first is a concert tonight at Carter Park. So you don't want to miss that. That starts at 6:30, all right? So that's at Carter Park. And then on Saturday is the Spanish-American Center block party on Spruce Street. That starts at 9 in the morning. They have breakfast and they have lunch. And then at night, starts at 4:30, and the Rail Trail group has walk, what do they call it? Walk and roll, or something like that. Walk and roll. And so they're doing, you could decorate your bike, your stroller, yourself, your scooter, whatever you got, decorate it. Come on down. At about 5 o'clock, I think they're going to do a parade. They're going to pick some winners. They'll announce those winners later. And this is the cool part. You go to an event like this and you think to yourself, well, what do I do with my bike? You can't ride your bike through the middle of the Starburst. So they're going to have a valet. They're going to have a valet, and they'll stay there to the end of the fireworks. And whenever it is that you want to pick up your bicycle, you'll be able to pick it up. So we also, on Green Street, if you're coming, one side of the road is typically, both sides are blocked off. One side of the road, Sergeant Robertshard said, let's give it a shot. Let's do handicap parking on one of the sides. I think it's the right-hand side. So if you're coming, you have a physical disability, you just had a knee operation, whatever it might be, you're hopping around, whatever it is, you'll be able to park along that stretch and get into the concert. And I know that was huge to have that area dedicated and set aside for the Italian festival. We had a whole section, and I'll tell you, if you don't have handicap parking, people won't come. And it's too difficult for them to maneuver, to longer distances to park and then get there. And so I think that was the best thing possible, is to section off these. So we're going to try that out. And if you need to gain access to Green Street, there'll be a police officer and other people along the way there to assist you. So that kicks us into that. And then the concert by Neurotic Gumbo. And then around 9 o'clock, we're going to be given about 7:30, right about when Neurotic Gumbo takes their break, right around 7:30, we'll be giving out the Citizens of the Year. And then about 9 o'clock, it looks like it's starting to get dark at like 10 past 8 o'clock now. So about 9 o'clock, we'll have fireworks. All right? So there you go. I'm going to repeat that one more time before the show ends. 978-534-1626. See that? Roy?
Mr. Mayor, how you
And
doing?
Travis here from, look at, already we're into 21 minutes. I haven't even touched the beginning. And Tara and I are like, we need to take a couple days off. And we're like, when? Which few days? We're thinking, oh, summertime, it'll quiet down. And we look, and we already started yesterday and the day before. Already now we've started to do the whole fall, from fall to New Year's. And I'm like, yeah, this maybe a day trip. It's probably.
You're not getting any vacation time.
Well, I don't know. We've got a couple of things that we got to travel for, so that's kind of like going to happen. But anyway, our guests are from the Chamber of Commerce, and we got lots to talk about. You think we have a lot to talk about? There's always something going on. So I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the visitor center. That's a busy place.
It certainly is. It certainly is. First of all, Mr. Mayor, thank you for having us on
Sure.
on your cable show. Appreciate it, and appreciate everything that you do in the region.
Hey, we got a couple thousand views last week. I don't even know. I forget what we were even talking about last week. I think we were testing chicken. We had chicken from all
Testing chicken.
Believe it or not, we had McDonald's, Dairy Queen. I don't know. He brought in a bunch of different things, and I had to evaluate them all. It was a tough job, but anyway, I think people watched it because
Tough job. Someone's got to do it, right?
So people do watch, right? Scott?
Yes, they
People
do.
do watch, not just for chicken. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for bringing us on. Thank you for bringing up the Johnny Appleseed Visitor
Yes.
Center. So we're really proud of the Visitor Center. It's operated by the Chamber and our tourism arm, Visit North Central Massachusetts. And Visit North Central Massachusetts is a partnership among our communities, including Leominster, the state that provides us some funding, and the business community, our members that step forward. And using those resources, we market the region, we market the communities in the region, recognizing that there's an economic impact from attracting visitors with a little jingle in their pocket and groups out here to North Central Massachusetts. And we track that, and it's been very impactful. But it all started with the Visitor Center. You know, back in the 1990s, the economy wasn't in very good shape. Fort Devens was closing. About 7,000 jobs were being lost. We had some employers that were downsizing. So the Chamber, working with our municipalities, working with other community leaders, led this effort to look at how can we diversify our economy and recognize, we identified tourism as a way to do that. Humble beginnings, we started with the Visitor Center on Route 2, and a guide to North Central Mass, which we still produce, and that gets distributed throughout New England. And
We should be seeing a new one pretty soon, right?
it should, yeah. It's coming out soon. We
Yeah.
just finalized
Not to rush it, but
it's going to print, so that's coming out soon. Should be out at the end of the month. And but that visitor center we're extremely proud of that. That's the best visitor center in Massachusetts. It was actually this morning I saw online a story from a newspaper. It might have been the Globe, but don't quote me on that. Had a listing of the top visitor centers in New England, and in Massachusetts. We were right there. There's a picture of the Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center. It was talking about our visitor center, how we have some character, and we're not your run-of-the-mill rest stop. And it filled me with such pride to see that there, because that visitor center is really a reflection of our communities, a reflection of Leominster, a reflection of so many business leaders and so many community leaders that step forward. People take pride in that visitor center. We take pride in that visitor center. We see 122,000 visitors. Wow. Last year, we saw 122,000 visitors that stepped foot in that visitor center. And that doesn't include people that come after hours. We have a little electronic device that counts people. It doesn't include people after hours or people stopping and using the grounds and not going inside. 122,000 visitors that stop there, and we want to give them a good experience. And we want to tell the story of Leominster and the other communities here in the region while they're there. So we have displays. We have historical items. We have some national park style signs out there.
Kind of a little
digital
museum,
signs.
a little retail.
Exactly, a little
use
museum.
the restrooms, stretch a little.
Exactly.
You know, and at our MassDOT meetings, everyone says the same thing. This is by far. But what I didn't know is that most of the rest areas that we call rest areas, outside of the ones on the Turnpike, were built with federal funds. I'm not sure you know this. I never knew this.
I didn't know that. No.
Because I was complaining that, I'm like, 495, the one in 495, I guess that, I don't know if that's Chelmsford or Westford or whatever. I said, it's embarrassing. It's disgusting. Forget embarrassing. Can't we do something? I said, people are coming from all over the place. You know, whether it's going up to ski, whether it's visiting one of our communities as they're heading north or south. They're heading a vacation to Maine, New Hampshire, the White Mountains, wherever they're going. And that's what they see off the side of the highway? That's disgusting. So
agreed.
What I'm told is that they were built with federal funds. And so they can't lease them. In fact, it was a stretch just to allow them to put vending machines. So they're limited what they can do, because what happened is when they started running these highways, the little towns around the country said, hey, what about our little gas station or the little mom and pop stores that are on the side roads? You know, like 2A and places like that. And that didn't necessarily happen here, but apparently around the country. So they put a stipulation in that said, because we just went out to bid now for all our, everything on the Turnpike and the one on 128, I think. And I think there's another one, 128, there's another one somewhere. Where is it? 128? Two of them on 128. So it's all the Mass Turnpikes, and then two of them outside of the Mass Turnpike. Those were built with local, with state funds. So I guess it's literally an act of Congress to try to get those things. So my thing was, well, give it to a nonprofit. Give it to the, the Lowell. The Lowell's got a big, movement to tourism. Sub it out. Let somebody sell food there, or food trucks or whatever, and let them take the thing. But apparently can't do that. So it is a welcome. I hear from so many people. There is nothing when you leave Boston, all the way to Greenfield. There's nothing. I don't think there's a. I think was it Montague, where the bridge is. Yep. Take a left, go over the bridge. There's a DCR has where the big waterfall is. They have a visitor center there. That's not necessarily. It's kind of like museum, educational thing, but I guess they kind of call. But other than that, there's nothing all the way on Route 2.
Agreed, and it's a shame. There's so many of them that have closed in the state, and there are these rules, these federal rules that require that some of the ones that are still open, limit the ability to really sell products, things like that. So they become kind of boring.
Federal funds,
yeah,
so.
they're boring rest stops and I don't not to be negative, but it's just old fashioned. And so ours is kept clean, and it really has some character, showcases Leominster, the history of Johnny Appleseed, the history of our communities. We have to your point, it's like a little museum, and we've been continuing to invest in it. We've added new amenities. We added a dog walking station. Yep. We added some new displays. So we have a new video information board inside. We have a gift shop that sells products, local products, so that helps tell the story, and we're supporting a lot of local small businesses and crafters that are making those products here. And we have the house that you helped facilitate, that donation from a local construction firm.
Yeah, that was great.
Of the Johnny Appleseed replica house.
People love that stuff. We got the Big Apple.
People love it. The Big
Biggest
Apple, the Johnny Appleseed, the young Johnny Appleseed sculpture that was commissioned before my time, and that's beautiful. Great. People love that. I like taking photos. But we've been recognized. It's become a destination in of itself. That really helps tell the story.
Plus, you have events there.
And we've done we started doing some events there to showcase the region, which we'd like to talk about. But we've been profiled in BBC, in Chronicle. They've highlighted it, and again today, it was great seeing it in the newspaper. And they were listing all these other states that have beautiful visitor centers, and they said Massachusetts visitor centers aren't so great, but there is this one that's really great and it has some character, and this should be the model for all the visitor centers.
And it's organic, and it's not sort of run by anybody else other than the chamber and volunteers and people.
And the community. Leominster deserves a lot of credit, because we do get some state money to do some advertising to promote the region, but there's rules. We can't use that really for the visitor center, so it's really private dollars and money from the communities, including Leominster, that contributes a portion that helps us keep that visitor center open.
Well, it's neat. Long ago there was signs every time you went somewhere, entering Leominster, enter Fitchburg, enter. Today, people come in off of Route 2, and if they're heading west, they don't know what city they're in. They come there, we got the billboard up, legendary Leominster, the visitor center's there, and you don't even get a half a mile down the street. All of a sudden, the view opens up, and we talked about this in the past. It used to be this big thing where you had to go to, New Hampshire to see the leaves and experience fall. We're fall now.
We have that here.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Apple orchards all over the place, cheese places. There are all these interesting places. In fact, if you stop at every one of them, you probably have to stop at a hotel because, there's all these little places off the beaten track. And that's finally, it's taken some time, but we're finally there where somebody from the state, and what is it? What's the average travel distance you're looking for? 50 minutes, is it? Is that what it is?
50 miles,
50 miles.
Or if they stay overnight. So there's a definition of a visitor. So, and that's a visitor, and that's who we're trying to bring is anyone outside of a 50-mile radius, or anyone
trip.
Stays overnight.
Yeah, it's a day trip for the most part.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, for a while, because of COVID, but hotel rooms are starting to fill up. There's not much hotel space left around here right now, and a lot of times that I'll be going into the to DoubleTree and I'll bump into people and hey, what's going on? And we have a meeting here or a convention here. We're staying over, or we're working around here, or we work for a company and we just flew in. So I always try to find out where people. What are you doing here? Without saying, hey, what are you doing here? But it really is. People want apple picking, especially in the fall. But we got everything. We got ski areas and trails.
We're a four-season destination, right? We've got everything.
Everything. And it took time to get to that point where, because you can't just yell to everybody, hey, guess what? Guess what we have? Well, it takes a little while. So the visitor center is really not just Leominster or Lancaster. It's the entrance to this whole area that there's like tons of things and interesting things to do as you. That's what I said. One day I tried to get to the Bridge of Flowers. It was like 3.5 hours later, we made it there. I said, what do we do? Like, we just kept stopping along the way, And we got off for a while, went through Athol and Orange, and we stopped some places there, and then we got back on the highway for a little while. We ended up in Greenfield, and we ended up in downtown Greenfield, and I think we went to Kringle Candle or something, and then back on the 2 again, and then I'm like, it's 3.5 hours.
And there's an economic impact.
We spent.
I'm sure you bought some candles and ate lunch.
Trust me.
Filled your
we
gas
sell
tank
candles at our store, and we buy candles everywhere we go. So. 978-534-1626, and Travis.
How's it going?
You look like you're prepared.
I'm ready. I'm always ready for you.
You've been getting ready all afternoon.
No, I was just going to say, you mentioned the visitor center being really the gateway to the region, and Roy mentioned the number of local businesses that are in there and how we have a number. For a lot of folks that come out and visit, they might not have their entire game plan mapped out, but when they go in that visitor center, they're learning about all the different businesses and stops that they can make when they're in the region or when they come back the next time.
Yep.
And that visitor center really helps turn them into those repeat customers for a lot of our businesses, a lot of our orchards, a lot of our farms, and a lot of our other gift shops and other enterprises.
I'm your perfect candidate. We stop at a visitor center, and I forget where we were, somewhere in, I think we were still in Virginia. We hadn't gone into North Carolina yet, and we stopped pulling those cards from the rack. Next thing you know, we're in this little downtown. And then, again, I'm horrible. There's no such thing as going from A to B with me anymore. It's, let's stop here. And, it just takes a long time to get there. But that's the whole point of it all, right?
Well, and that's the great thing about the Visitor Center Guide is it gives you a reason to come back every weekend.
Right.
We have events highlighted, so we'll get you coming back every single weekend with that whole list of events that goes on and on.
The guide is just... I've seen that guide. In fact, I saw the guide at Kringle Candle. I've seen that guide all over the place. How many do you print? How many of those?
I'd love to hear.
40,000. 40,000? We give out 40,000, I think.
Twice a year.
Yeah.
So, and it's distributed locally in the town.
Fall and winter, and then, what is it?
So we do a spring, summer guide.
Yep.
And then we do a fall, winter guide.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And there's 2 different covers for fall, winter, but it's the same content.
Oh, that's
inside
why.
It. So
I kept thinking it was a new.
So 80,000 altogether that we print.
We always run out. As fast as they bring them in, we run them out.
So do we. We don't have any that we have left over usually by the end of the season. So they are distributed. Not only do we distribute them locally, we also we pay a company to distribute them throughout throughout the
Yeah, you can't possibly
region,
go everywhere.
throughout the state, throughout
Yeah.
New England, excuse me. There's a bunch of locations and strategic locations. Like we know we get 20% of our visitors are from Boston, Greater Boston, that are looking to connect with their agricultural roots. And then places like New York, we get a lot of visitors from New York. We get a lot of visitors from Connecticut, southeastern Massachusetts, Rhode Island. So Western Mass, obviously, and New Hampshire, being geographically close by, get visitors from there as well. But New York's a big market for us, and Boston's big. Boston's number one with 20% of visitors to the region from Boston, and we track that to the best of our ability. And again, it's an economic impact. It creates jobs. When I started here 10 years ago, Mr. Mayor. 10 years ago. I've been here 10 years now.
You're eligible for benefits now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We visitor spending, direct visitor spending was about $110 million. So, and we get that data from the state. Direct visitor spending doesn't include indirect spending.
Right.
And now, 2023, it was almost $500 million.
Wow.
So it has grown substantially. You're seeing it. Every community is seeing it. You're seeing new businesses come in. The Leominster benefits also from one of our big markets is sports. A lot of youth and amateur sports. A lot of families coming out here. They're going to play tournaments in the spring and in the summer
We have that soccer facility
fields.
in Lancaster.
But where do they stay?
Massive.
They go to Leominster, right?
But they come to shop here. They stay here.
Exactly.
Kimball certainly, benefits from it. Then you've got Game On in Fitchburg. You've got Great Wolf. You get that deck hockey down there. That thing, when they have a tournament down there, it's amazing how many people that brings in. And all along the way, you've got all these.
Yeah, and then Devon's hosts a ton of tournaments.
Got a ton of stuff going on, and like Ron Answer used to say, it's where they come to sleep, where they come to eat, and where they come to and where they come to spend their money. So we benefit from that. I see a lot of, well, it's not hard to tell, but you can see the kids in there. So if you go up to Target or you go to Starbucks and you go to some of those stores, you could tell, or even downtown, you can see the kids got their soccer clothes on.
Right.
And they got some other town, or they're from, they come from all over the place to.
It's amazing.
It's incredible. And so you're not going to turn around and go home to New Jersey that night because it's a tournament, And then there's another league out in the back there behind the gas station.
Yeah.
It's a whole separate.
Yeah.
They'll have close to 5,000. They have a tournament. They'll have 5,000 people per day going into that soccer facility. That's incredible. That's incredible. I think we got to get Travis to get in his Batman suit or his Spider-Man and put a power pack on him and just hold a sign, like North Central.
What do you think of that?
North Central Chamber.
I think we'll have to look at my salary to get dressed up like that.
The thing in the back,
I gotcha.
right around North Central Mass ChamberCommerce.com.
Well, we got plenty of reasons to come out and plenty of great stuff to check out. I mean, when you look at the visitor center, big thank you to a lot of the local cultural councils, the Leominster Cultural Council, Ashby, Clinton, Fitchburg, Gardner, Lancaster, Royalston, all supporting live programming that we're doing. So I'm not standing out there with a Batman sign, but what I will tell you is there's stuff far more exciting out there because every weekend, beginning Labor Day weekend through Columbus Day weekend, we're going to have a whole mix of things to do for families. So what we try to do is do a blend of free entertainment, but then also showcase some of our vendors. So like there's one week we might have a musician playing guitar, or there's a woman who's hand making flutes.
Is this at the visitor center?
This is at the visitor center.
Yeah.
So you come out, you can hear live music. At the same time, there's usually alpacas there, so your kids can feed and pet the alpacas. And then we also have some other activities like free face painting, free henna, free sand art. But then some of our vendors will be there as well, selling Barrington Autumn with their essential oils, a bunch of different other companies and crafters that are going to be out there as well. And we've got that going on every weekend, Labor Day all the way through Columbus Day weekend.
How fun. Travis Condon and Roy Nascimento, President, CEO of the Chamber. And if you just tuned in, we've been yapping for about 20 minutes nonstop, but we want to just remind you who our guests are. And there's always something going on at the Chamber. And that's the other thing, like golf courses. We have Grandview, we have Monusnock here, you've got Oak Hill, you've got Westminster. I mean, this really is, a one-stop shop in Four Seasons. Every time we go to the mountain, I'm thinking to myself, it took us like 15 minutes to get here. And then you could be on a trail. You could be totally somewhere else. You could be on the bike trail and 15 minutes later be at a mountain.
Yeah.
Seriously. Or a restaurant. Or anywhere. I mean, it is amazing. We're spoiled here. And it took a while for us to even understand how important are all these amenities are for us. Take a place like Doyle Field. Hundreds of people use that, that every day. Now we added the rail trail, so people will just take their bikes and the kids and drive to Doyle Field. And of course we're finishing off our last piece. And it's pretty exciting. There's a heck of a lot going on around here. And,
you mentioned the rail trail. I want to bring up, that's one of the great things about this region. We have so much of the natural outdoors. Right. That attracts so many visitors. We have the largest concentration of apple orchards in the state.
Yeah, I guess so.
A lot of farms, a lot of agriculture. A lot of those farms have reinvented themselves as destinations. Yep. And including here in Leominster, you got Shoalin Farms. That's a destination. Yep. People will go there and pick apples. People want to come and connect with their agricultural roots, come out from the big city. But we've got tons of open space and state parks and the trustees of the reservation. They have a lot of properties out here as well.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
So a lot of outdoor activities and year-round activities. Not just Mount Wachusett. You can go there hiking, you can go skiing there, but you've also got all these places that you can go for other amenities. Whether it's ice fishing in the winter, or hiking at other parks, or going kayaking or something on a lake.
While we have time, I want to make sure we get to talk about some of the other things on we're talking on the tourism side. Let's talk about the chamber side, which is the collection of events and team building that you have from the chamber, including the morning breakfast that you have. You always have some cool speakers. You had what's the guy from Chronicle? He was good.
Yes.
What's his name?
He was great.
Gary. What's his
Anthony
name?
Everett.
What is it?
Anthony Everett.
Anthony Everett.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, he was.
So anyway, he was good. But along the way, you've had some really good, you've had some good speakers and guests and some interesting things. You always do the kind of financial, Federal Reserve kind of a picture of a glimpse, and I don't know how they predict that one this year, but I guess it's becoming more and more complicated, but figure things out. But so there's just tons of things that the chamber does to help legislation. As I said, team building. You have your program for leadership program that businesses
starting up,
and it's really affordable to be a member of the chamber. And that's a sliding scale. If you're just a mom and pop operation, it's sort of less, but a bigger operation would be more money, say a factory?
Correct, yeah. So our membership is actually choice-based. Yeah. So it really depends. We have 5 levels that a member can choose from and in their packages. So it includes the membership, but it also includes things like online sponsorship, so they get their visibility ads on our website. It includes things like a spotlight. This is one of the great benefits. I love this, and I wish more members would take advantage of this. But we will actually write a story about a business and profile that on our website, share it out on our social media. We've got a huge following on our social media, over 50,000 followers.
Wow!
So how much exposure how valuable is that for a small business? So we'll do that, and it's all embedded in the memberships. So it includes passes to different events, maybe some sponsorships for some different things. 5 different levels. The basic level is just $375.
And then training.
Very affordable.
You do training.
All kinds of training, awareness,
on artificial intelligence. I don't, whatever the latest thing is that people need to do.
We just posted something on the new federal legislation, the tax reform legislation that passed. Just helping. It's so new, and it's that bill is that line. What was it? Over 800 pages. It is.
And everyone was confused about it.
There's so much. All you hear about is in the media, but I
heard, at least for the people that we employ, they were like $25,000 worth of tips that aren't, that you don't have to pay taxes on. And then some people were like, "Oh, it's only $25,000." I'm like, you make more than $25,000 in tips. And so there was a lot of confusion about exactly what it is. So the chamber does a good job of kind of breaking it all down.
We analyzed it and published a nice little piece. No, we're not lawyers, we're not accountants, but just a little disclaimer there. But it was a nice breakdown of the bill and how it will impact businesses. And for some, it'll be very beneficial. For others, it may not be, depending on your industry. But if you're a small business owner, you have to understand how that no tax on tips is going to impact your workers and what you need to do as a business, and the other implications that came out of that law. So
I want to remind everybody that this weekend is tax-free weekend. Careful now. Make sure. I'll go I got out of control here because it's going to save a 0.0625 on something. But anyway, we combine it with bargain days, so there is a lot of sidewalk sales, different businesses that are participating. But Belladonna Consignment is participating, Cutie Patooties, Cutiques, Habitat for Humanity in North Central Massachusetts, Roasted Peppers, Main Street Gifting Cafe, and Allen's will be having a sidewalk sale. So Allen's, Main Street, and Belladonna are all going to be in a row downtown, and they'll be having some bargains, and that's Saturday. So that's Saturday, but tax-free is Saturday and Sunday. So there we go. We got that covered. Let's see. So tonight is the concert at. We got started on. We weren't televised for the first couple of minutes. So a reminder tonight at 6:30 there's a concert at Carter Park, and then tonight it's Yankee Dixon. I think Ron Danino's part of that band. It's they start at 6:30, and then next week we have a public hearing for the new change in the bus routes. It was really a good thing. They've cut down the amount of time, especially that loop that goes through Market Basket. People were literally carrying their bags all the way back to French Hill because it took less time than to wait for the bus to go through the whole loop. So good things happening, 6 to 7 o'clock over at City Hall on the 12th. And just a couple other things I've got to get through here. Shoreland Farms, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Going to be a beautiful day on Saturday, 8 to 11 to pick raspberries and blueberries. And the blueberries are just, I'm not good. I have to pay for my blueberries. You know why? Because I keep eating them. And nothing goes in the bucket. It's not like one in, one here, one in the bucket. It's everything goes in here. And let's see, family block party, as I said, August 9th, starts at 9, finishes at 2 at the Spanish American Center. Don't want to miss that. Let's see, what other things do I need to get out here? Blood drive, our next blood drive, which we max out every time. Mass General Hospital, September 17th. And the, let's see, the Hispanic Heritage event is coming up Thursday, September 18th, 5 to 9. They're looking for some sponsors. And the calendar for, it's happening in Leominster. If you want a print copy, it's right here. And thank you to our sponsors. This is now about 2 years we've been putting this out. And
it's a great newsletter.
And the newspaper just can't do what it used to be able to do. And there's not only like what's happening in Leominster, but different stories about what's happening and even jobs. I mean, it's like a mini newspaper. So we have the August edition, LeominsterLibrary.org. If you need to find out what's happening at the public library, or you can go to Leominster. It's happening in Leominster. Let's do these slides quick. Do you still have food here or something?
Yeah, I got food here.
All right, we'll do food in a minute. Is that Crystal on the phone? No. Caller, welcome to the show. Hello? Are you still there? We must have kept them on. Hey, it is Crystal. It's Cycle to Work Day today, Crystal. It's National.
Have a very good day.
Yeah, it's National Lighthouse Day. It's National Sea Serpent Day and Professional Speakers Day and Purple Heart Day. So thank you to all those who received the Purple
It
Heart.
was my 5-year anniversary at Hannaford.
I saw that. Congratulations. Roy's been at the Chamber for 10 years. You've been at Hannaford for 5. You're cruising. You guys are cruising.
Mark said that he's going to invite you and Tara when you guys
It's about time. And then Travis, you've been on that radio station for how long?
Virginia, 13 years, but I've been with the Chamber now 5 years.
See, time flies.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's do some. All right. 1990, U.S. deploys troops to Saudi Arabia, beginning Operation Desert Shield. 2000, Democratic presidential candidate Al Gore picks Connecticut Senator Joe Lieberman as his running mate. I like Joe Lieberman. I liked Al Gore too. And he's the first Jewish person to run for the nation's second highest office. In 2022, U.S. Senate passes a sweeping Inflation Reduction Act. In 2024, 3 Taylor Swift era tours concert in Vienna, Austria, are canceled after a planned terrorist attack is uncovered and 3 people are arrested. Messing around with us like that. Let's do pictures of the week, and then we'll get back to there's all our projects. I think anybody that's driven around town is probably tired of looking at all these projects and detours. Work continues at the Leominster Athletic Fields, right behind the high school. What a nice project. I was up there the other day, and I'm like, this is like, if you've ever stood there, it looks completely different. And we're hoping to wrap it up towards the end of fall, but it's going to have turf and new track, and the students and staff at the high school, and just going to absolutely love it. And Community Health Connection celebrates National Community Health Center Week. Hey, do we have that picture? Because I gave the CEO the certificate, and she says, "This isn't the first time you've given me a certificate." I said, "No." She goes, "I graduated in 2000, and you gave me my diploma." So thank you to Community Health Connections. It's amazing what goes on under that roof, and wonderful people that work there and just do miraculous things there. All right. National Night Out. Geez, what a success. We did it. Carlos Cintron did the national anthem. He's a police officer and outreach officer. Let's see. Well, the state police helicopter flew over. There's our trike. If you haven't seen the trike yet, that's the police officer on the trike. So many hot dogs and hamburgers. There's just tons of people. Oh. We gave out 200 bike helmets. Kids were thrilled. Like, these are free? And one of the wins is Sadie. She got the first of 4 bikes provided by Walmart, and she couldn't have been any happier. Well, there was a tug-of-war contest, and it's done with a fire hose. And last year, the police department won, and the fire department vowed that there was no way they were going to take the heat and lose twice. So the fire department shows up for a win. So it's 1-1. Now, what we're going to be doing next, though, is we're going to be challenging the Fitchburg Fire and Police to challenge our police and fire on the days leading to the turkey game. What do you think of that?
I like it.
I like it, yeah.
The challenge is on. We made the challenge. And let's see, a fun, it's had by all, the Italian Fest. And I just can't say enough about how many people. People keep saying, "I missed you." I'm like, you were there. So thank you to everybody, whether you were an organizer or the city team that was there, or you came or you were a vendor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And there's the team right there. There's the committee, and we thank each and every person who, this is a year-long planning. Planning is year-long, I'm not kidding. Oh, let's see. I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't know what's going on. I'm clicking, but nothing's happening. Can you bring me back? Just a few more. And thanks to Jimmy Pemerini for his hard work. He was the assistant comptroller. He left to work for another company. And I always knew Jimmy, but I never knew him this way. And he became a very, very good and close friend, and we're going to miss him. All right, what do you got over there?
All right, you want to?
I know, somebody's going to take it for the team. We were talking about true Mediterranean diets.
So this is my wife's favorite dish that I always make. It's a Mediterranean bowl. It's pearl couscous, asparagus, cherry tomatoes, and feta.
And feta. Oh my God, that's good. Oh, that's good.
And because I'm on the
Isn't feta Greek?
Yeah, Greek food is Mediterranean.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is my favorite.
I'm trying to take all the credit.
This is.
Oh, I just made that the other day.
So it's radishes, cucumbers, shallots, and then those are my Mediterranean wings. And it is basically lemon zest.
Oh, that's good, Trev.
Garlic and crushed red pepper, and it's marinated for 2 days. The wings.
Oh, that's good. I can only take a little bite of this. Oh, that's good.
Those are my specialties.
Those are healthy.
Yeah.
Right?
Very healthy for you.
See, I cut my napkin.
I'll send you home with this.
Thank you. That was good.
No problem.
See, this is one of the perks. All right. While I'm chewing, you guys can continue on.
So we just wanted to also mention we do have some great events coming up. I know you mentioned the star-studded guests we have on our Good Morning North Central. So we want to make sure that we mention our first Good Morning North Central of the year is going to be the State of the Tri-Cities again. So we've done this the past 2 years, so this will be our third year running. Already? Yeah, so we're excited to have, I know you representing Leominster, Fitchburg Mayor Sam Squalia, and then Gardner Mayor Mike Nicholson, all giving updates and kind of a panel at the end where folks can ask questions.
That's fun.
And we're introducing something new this year at our Good Morning North Central.
What is
So,
it?
so we're going to be recognizing 3 to 5 businesses that are members of the chamber that have major milestones in their businesses. 25 years, 50 years, 75 years, or 100 years, or have some big achievement. You know, maybe they've it's economic development related. Maybe they've had a big expansion, that type of thing. So, but we have a committee that's going to be reviewing this, and members can apply if they want. And again, we'll select.
What's the longest business that? Who's been the longest member of the chamber? Do we know that?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm guessing it would probably be like some of our older kind of business institutions.
Like Anderson Bagley or something?
Yeah, they're members, but like them, or like
what?
one of the banks like Rollstone Bank or Fidelity Bank. You know, they might have had different names back then,
Right.
but
Yeah, Fitchburg
like,
Savings
the hospital has been a long-standing member. But
Well, we got to find that out.
yeah, but we will be recognizing in September Rick Healy, who's from Leominster, Foster Healy Real Estate, been a member, in business. I don't know if he's been a member this long, but he's been in business for, I believe, 100 years, if I recall his family business. We'll be recognizing the Fitchburg Art Museum for their 100-year anniversary that's this year. And we'll be recognizing New View Communities that is for their project that they just completed in Fitchburg. That I know it's another community, but they have this big project that big affordable housing, the arts community.
Yes, yeah, cool.
You know, and then Catania Oils. A family-run business in Ayr, again, not in Leominster, but I'm sure employs a lot of Leominster citizens, and they've been around for 100 years, and great company that's continuing to grow. All chamber members, all wonderful companies that truly represent our communities and our region. So we're going to be recognizing them all at the breakfast on September 19th.
It's going to be a busy meeting.
It is a busy meeting. Yeah.
You better only ask a few questions of us.
And that's Thursday, September 18th. We're starting our Good Morning North Centrals too a little bit later, so it's easier for you in the morning. So it's 7:15 is when you have to get there now, not 6:45 anymore. So you've made it so you can sleep in an extra half
I
hour.
didn't have a problem. Problem is I stop by the office kind of thing, or I start work, because let's face it.
You're up at 3 anyways.
I know, but you get most of your work done before you go to work, or the first few hours, and then the rest is, stuff, right? Well, thank you guys for coming on. That was a pleasure to have you. And if people want to sign up, is there somebody in particular they call if they call the chamber?
Well, they can check out our website, northcentralmass.com. Again, it's northcentralmass.com. Or they can give us a call at 978-353-7600 and ask for Patrick O'Hara. He's our membership guy. And again, it's Patrick O'Hara at the North Central Mass Chamber, 978-353-7600. And thank you so much for bringing that up, because we always like having new members. And
Well,
getting them
I was
engaged.
going to say, what if you got a small mom and pop or a one-person operation, and it's $375 or whatever, but they need to pay in halves or something? You guys will accommodate them for something.
We're
like
very
that,
flexible.
right? Yeah.
Very flexible. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because you want members, and you want, and it's hard. I always say it. People say, "How do you run a business in Massachusetts?" I'm like, it ain't easy. But and so that's why there needs to be so much support for business, and every business has things that are very common to every size business, and then each business has something that's particular to them. Let's face it, we had a blight at Sholin last year, and some of the other farms got frost and had a blight. I mean, that impacts things in a way that isn't impactful. And then there may be shortages of certain materials. So there's always something that's particular to certain businesses, and that's where the chamber can come out, be helpful, because you have resources all over the country, because you're part of a bigger group like the National Association.
So we're actually not part of the National Association.
You're not.
All chambers are independent, so we're independent.
Right,
from
right.
the
But I'm just saying
National
there is
Chamber.
a national
But we do
organization.
connect with them, and there are resources. And one of the great things about a chamber, you're absolutely right. Being a business owner, running a business, it's not easy, especially nowadays. So we are fundamentally just a big network of businesses that care about their community, that come together to support each other and to support the community. And that's the common denominator, is that it's community. And I think we do a particularly good job, and I think that's a reflection of our members, because we have really good members that care about their communities. In North Central Massachusetts, and you see this in Leominster, people step up and they get involved.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, we couldn't do the things that we do. I started the show saying we're already working on the holiday schedule and the fall schedule already. And our events couldn't happen unless you just saw some of the things that happened. People 100% supported the Italian festival. Everything was free at the at National Night Out. None of that happens. And all of the events, the Festival of Trees, everything you see is a result of people that, different businesses. Some give every time. Some give a lot. Some give a little bit all the time. Some we kind of, spread it out. The Energy Fund. A lot of businesses and individuals, business owners from Leominster support that, and from the outside the area. So, yeah, it's critical to what we do.
I remember when you had the flooding. So many businesses stepped forward.
Sure. And the other thing is, if you saw our bill for flowers,
oh yeah,
you wouldn't believe it. If you've been to a store, you just let me know when it's wrap-up time there, Scott. Okay. If you've been to a retail operation, you'll know when you see it that it's. You got $10, $12 for a little pot. You know how many pots we have? Thank you guys for coming on. Thanks to the crew here at LTV. Thank you for watching. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. Thank you for showing up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisInsuranceAgency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
This is LTV.